Hi, my name is Andrew Lorenzo, and I play Max Mercury / Max Crandall in Impulse, the Flash fan series. Now, Max Mercury is a character that's kind of flown under the radar unless you're a mega comic book fan. And the great thing about being in Impulse is that we get to bring life to these characters who haven't really seen the screen. So it's going to help us to tell the story. And for a lot of these characters, for all these characters, we have to tell that story and stay true to who they are. And in the case of Max Mercury, he's a mentor, the Zen Master of the Speed Force, if you will. So like many of the characters in this Zemeckisian series, Robert Zemeckis, Back to the Future, he's a character who's out of his time. He's a product of time travel. And because of that, he finds his circumstance to be dealing with Bart Allen, and he gets to be his mentor. Now, Bart Allen, the fastest kid alive, it's a pretty cool moment to be his mentor. So you could even say that I find that pretty crash.
That's my line.
It's not as cool as when you say it, is it? No. Anyway. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about Max Mercury, the Zen Master of the mystical Speed Force. So Max Mercury actually has a couple of different origin stories. He appears first as Quicksilver in 1940. For us, for our version, we're taking the version that first appeared in 1993, where Maxwell Crandall, plays a young and naive fort messenger in 1838. Now, at that time, he makes friends with the Blackfoot clan of his location of where he is, and unfortunately, his commanding officer ransacks and destroys the village of the Blackfoot clan. Now, Max finds this by riding up. He sees the smoke and he gets involved, and the dying shaman who's there is basically pleading with him, you have to avenge us. We can't die this way in vain. And he bestows on Max these mystical powers to make him fast enough to be able to do that. And that's how Max gets his powers. So he's not actually born with them like some speedsters are. Bart, who is born with his powers, he's had a little bit more time to master them. Max just has to do it on the fly. Over the next few years, Max Crandall is playing with the speed aspect of his new powers, and he discovers the Speed Force, and that's what allows him to travel through different times, and he spends even further time bouncing through times trying to master this Speed Force. So obviously, like other speedsters, Max has a certain array of powers, including super speed. Now, Max averages about the speed of sound. So it's about 760 miles per hour, about 1,200 kilometers per hour. He's not as fast as the other Flashes, but he does have a unique ability for agility and acrobatics, which we're not doing, right? He's also multilingual because he's seen the world. So he speaks Japanese, Russian, Cantonese, and again, we're not doing that. And also Max has the unique ability of speed empathy, which basically means when there's something going on with the Speed Force that's troubling or with another speedster, he's attracted to that and he can find them based on his speed empathy power. So it's a little bit of a different power than the other speedsters have. So what I really like about Max and Bart is their kind of almost father-son relationship, because obviously Bart, coming from where he's coming from, he doesn't have that father figure in his life. Max has always been a sort of mentor. Of course, he has a daughter, Helen, which is a weird past there, but I'll leave that up to you to look into that on Google. It's a goodie, but what I love about our script is it's been written in such a way that the relationship between Bart and Max, it's just a great friendship that buds out of nothing, really. It's just these two speedsters who are both out of time. Literally, he's from the future, he's from the past, and they've come together to help each other to figure out what their meaning in this world can be, or what it has to be, to make sure that they can both move forward as fast as possible.